Shalom, shalom, Israel. This is Judah Nazarah with a new video. I want to give a shout out and a what's up and a shalom to the whole Nine Shields Torah Israelites, massive. All of us, you guys with the beautiful shields up that are like crushing mind and design. To the brother who was doing the art, share your art with the rest of Israel, man. We need more artists putting the work up. You brothers that paint and that draw, you know what I'm saying? Draw and paint some good Israelite art, man. We need that. If I'm in Japan right now, but if I can convert my money into like dollars, I'll pay you to make sweet art, man. I love Israelite art. If a brother can draw up a nice lamb for me, throw a shield on him with a 9 or something, I don't know, or a crown or something. This is my favorite animal in Israel. In regards to the lesson I'm about to get in today, which is going to be on Leviticus 1. Before I start, I want to apologize for the other 3 preceding videos I have where I'm using kind of harsh language, but like dealing with Israel, man, every day on Facebook and on the comment boards, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just get frustrated, man. That's just, you just get real frustrated with them. You can like recite a scripture and that Israelite will act like he didn't hear a thing you said. You know what I'm saying? It's like in one ear and out the other. Maybe the guys who are under hypnosis, who are not so deep in the knowledge, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying I understand, but I'm just going to give you a pass because I asked the Most High to make my heart soft. So I'm not stiff-necked and hard-hearted. But you brothers of the truth that are like teachers, you know what I'm saying? And you get chopped and you get cut, the Most High wants you to like humble down, man. That's what this is about. Especially when I get into this lesson, you're gonna see what it is. You can't be getting chopped and getting your head lobbed off and your limbs cut off, and you're still trying to crawl around in your stomach trying to preach your false doctrine. The Most High is not dealing with you, because if he was, he would have put the spirit on you to fight back, but he didn't. So today I had a little not dispute, but a little back and forth with an IUIC member because a Latino brother came on the site and asked where the high-ranking elders were, Latino people or brothers in IUIC, and IUIC Zombie came on and was like, oh, they gotta like prove themselves and do this and do that. I mean, come on, man. You Negroes are preaching Christianity, man. I mean, how freaking hard, come on, man. Just get real. Let me get off that because, to the brother Zuli that was on there asking questions, man, wake up, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just gotta wake up, man. The Most High is not dealing with simplicity. Them brothers, them IUIC people don't answer your questions, and they're only gonna dodge and run and crawl on their stomach. When they find it convenient to like teach you some mind control, then they'll come out. Other than that, don't expect these guys to come out. And listen, I want to send an apology to the rest of other One West followers, okay? Not to you leaders, because you guys are the bulls and the rams that are leading the flock, you know what I'm saying, teaching them the BS. But to you brothers that are like lower rank and you people who are not in the camps, but you like to follow along to them, I apologize to you for, I'm not trying to like offend anybody, and I really should have been directing my frustration at the leaders of the camps, because these guys, they're just proud as hell, man. That's just what it is. And they sit back and they run and they hide and they send the goons out to do their dirty work for them. And then, they get chopped up, and then people in the comment boards, they see it. So if you see these guys getting chopped up and you still follow them, then you're a buffoon. That's just what it is, man. I ain't trying to offend everybody. I know there's good brothers in the camps and people who are sincere, and they just may not have the understanding or the knowledge. Okay, I get that. I understand. Excuse me. I ain't trying to, offend everybody, and my frustration should not be directed only at those guys. So it is what it is. Everybody in One West is not a zombie, and they're not all wicked, and they're all not under hypnosis. They may not just have the knowledge and the understanding. That's what it is. But once you heard it and you still follow it, then you're under judgment. That's what it is. So to you brothers and sisters out there who are trying to be sincere and upright in this walk, shalom to you, and may the Most High put a spirit upon you, and that's what it is. All right, I want to get to some other. There's going to be a debate coming up, I guess, in February with brother Daniela, Hashar, and other Israelites battling the Amon Ra squad, Real Black Faggot, Shaka Homos, Polite the Hustler, and the rest of these weak ass Negroes. And I guess, you know, Kemet is on trial this time. It's not going to be a whole bunch of billion questions for the Bible. It's going to be some questions for Egypt. Now, Israelites know that Judah Nazareth has the information on Kemet. You know, I can get down to the nitty gritty and tell you what it all is. But, you know, hey, I know a lot of brothers, you know, Israelite brothers think they can handle it. You know, whatever. Okay, if you think you can handle it and you think you're going to bring out the meat and potatoes of this Egyptian bullshit, then by all means. But if we don't see the debate and we hear you guys didn't bring it, I'm going to have to like come behind you guys and bring out, you know, and hopefully more Torah Israelites will bring it out. Because like I said, man, I'm not trying to see Israel give these Negroes a break. I'm not trying to see you guys half-assed information. Bring it out. Sakari, I don't know if you're on the panel, brother, but, you know, we all support you. Bring it out. I don't really talk with Daniela and the rest of these guys, but, you know, whatever. You know, it's whatever. I'm not against these brothers, you know, it's just whatever. But Sakari, you know what I'm saying? If I have to relay the information to you and you got to bring it out, make sure they bring it out, man. Our people got to, like, see what this bullshit is, man. See how much time we got. We are at 6 minutes, so I'm gonna hurry up and get to it. Wait, before I get to it, let me get to check this out. Kenny Matlock, how I felt when I realized Christianity was a lie and fake, but my family kept worshiping Jesus and going to church. I want to touch on this again before. All right, listen, man. Like I said, Judah Nazareth is not a quote unquote Old Testament Israelite. I do believe in a man that was called Yahushua. That was, you know, I don't believe in him, but I believe in his message and believe he was the Torah. And I believe, you know, because his brother, James, in the Jerusalem church, obviously were Torah-keeping Israelites. This is totally against Paul's bullshit and Paul's letters and all this shit that One West comes with. So I am in the middle. You have so-called Old Testament Israelites, and you have people like myself, and then you have New Testament Israelites. So I'm in the middle. You know what I'm saying? The sun worship penis Christ. No, I'm not with that shit. Okay? I'm not with Paul's bullshit. But the Israelite teacher that brought out the Torah and taught the temple and the kingdom of self, or kingdom of God within the self, that's who I follow, and that's, you know, who I believe. Okay? And the Jerusalem church, Acts 21, obviously taught that too. So, you know, that's my position again. So if you believe in Yahushua that taught the Torah, you do good. There's only one Most High, there's only one deliverer, and that's his angel Michael, and then we have the prophets and Torah teachers falling underneath that. And that's the order, okay? Any Christ saving us, Savior, deliverer, angel, man, God, etc., get that shit out of here, okay? That shit is bullshit. The second video I may do, I'm going to be comparing the New Testament prophecies for Christ matched up against the Torah prophecies for Israel, and you're going to see that if you're worshiping Christ, that you've been going off. But for right now, we're going to focus on the subject at hand. So, before I get to that, let me get to this. There's a brother named Smirk, I think his name is. Wait, hold on. This brother comes with beautiful posts. He finds these pictures. Hold on, let me get to this brother. No. Give me 1 second, 1 second. This Judah Nazareth YouTube. This guy has the great, Smirk Cartel. Check out this picture, man. Therefore I will number you to the sword, and you shall bow down to the slaughter. Because when I called, you did not answer. When I spake, you did not hear. But did evil before my eyes, and did choose that where I delighted not. So, you know, this is a sign, man. It's just telling you. When y'all called, you didn't say nothing. So when I be telling you guys about worshiping Christ and y'all don't say nothing, you know, the Most High is not pleased. But anyways, check out brother Smirk Cartel from Facebook. He comes with these great pictures. You can see our people in the cotton fields. You can see them in Egypt with the wheat and grain and all this. You can see our people with the chains on, and you can see them all bound up in Egypt. You can see our people chained up to the pole here. You can see them chained up in ancient Egypt. So again, I don't know how these commission Negroes are trying to come with the bullshit. Clearly, America is the new Egypt. The white man knows this. We all know this, and you commission niggas know this. But you Negroes all work for the New World Order for the white man. So that's what it is. All right, see how much time we got. All right, let's get to it. This might be a two-part video. The lesson today is the mystery of Leviticus 1. Let's get to my favorite pick here so that you guys can see. Let's get to it. All right. Oh, let me say this too. I noticed that I don't get a lot of views. But you know what? It doesn't even matter. For you brothers who are real Torah teachers out there, this is for you. This ain't for everybody. This is just too much information and too much spirituality for them. They need somebody to think for them, like IUIC and GMS and all. They need leaders to think for them, so that so they can't think for themselves. But you guys are going to be privy to the Torah knowledge. So here it goes. Leviticus 1. Let me get my notebook. Where's my notebook at? Here it is. He called to Moshe and said, and Yah spoke to him from the tent of meeting, saying, "Speak to the children of Israel and say to them, when a man among you brings an offering to Yah from the animals, from the cattle, or from the flock, you shall bring your offering." All right, now we're going to show you, again, let's go back. Keep in mind when Yah told them to bring their offering, he's talking about the altar of sacrifice. Keep in mind what this is. This is your unset apart self. This is your self in preparation. This is ancient Egypt. This is America. This is whatever enemy nation. Excuse me. Let's call it to keep it simple. Let's call it Egypt. We're gonna keep it in the context of the Exodus, Egypt, the wilderness, the Promised Land. Let's call it the Promised Land. Okay, the Holy Land. Let's call it the 40 years wilderness, and let's call this Egypt because this is what it is. So Leviticus 1, you should bring your offering. The word offering, Quaraban, also means within the self, so inside. When people think about the Temple of Solomon, they only think about the outside, but the Temple of Solomon is talking about the knowledge of self, inside. Keep in mind your Ark of the Covenant, which is your mind, the 2 tablets contained therein, right, left side of the brain. Incense altar is the human heart. You got the Aaron's rod, which will be your spine. These will quote unquote kind of like be your ribs, but these are the shalakan with the menorahs, the lights. This is also your holy place where Israel dwells. This is also called the wife. You got your menorahs here in your 10 tables with the 70 branches, which means Israel will be a light to the nations. You can find this in Book of Isaiah. Your Yakin Boaz, which is your pillars, which also signifies your testes, which is your strength and what's the other one? Establishment and strength, which is Yakin Boaz, David and Solomon. You have a door in here, which is with the female vagina, your reproductive, your gateway of the 9. This is your wilderness, your sacrifice altar, the feet, also known as the earth, the lower carnal self, which would be called where the Most High dwells up in here. This is called the throne, the footstool of the Most High. All right, so if one's offering is a burnt offering from the cattle, he shall offer an unblemished male. So let's go to verse 3. First off, let's go to 1 and 2 here. When a man among you brings an offering or within himself to Yah from the animals, so we go Adam, which is man. This word breaks down. Breaks down to awa. Get your Hebrew dictionaries out. Awa means I desire, I point out, I mark out, I extend. Adam. So your second word is dam, which is your blood. So you have your I desire, I mark out, I point out an extent of time. Your word blood is dam, which is life, where the lifeblood flows through the blood. And it's in the human body, as pointed out, it's your movement and life for an extended point of time. For extent of time. This is what your word Adam means. You can change this word. Take Adam, the second part. It would be mad. Backwards, it's also an extent of time, a measure, a portion sufficient. So man with blood in him, with the life fluid in him, is on this physical plane for an extent of time. And this is where your soul, this is where your spirit and soul move about through your blood. For he brings near, or your word korban, he offers within, which is your offering, to Jah from the Bahama, your beast, your animals. Bahama also correspond to your lower self, Bahama. So it's like with Hama, your lower self, beast, which also signifies also Gentile nations. They don't have the upper self of Israel in that regard. Raging, war, clamor, which is another word for Hama, Bahama, which is your word for animals or beast. Hama, raging, war, clamor. So remember, you keep inside here, you got your two forces. You got your lower self force and your higher self force always battling amongst each other. You can check in the mysteries of Joshua. I told you this. Let me see how much time I got. We're at 15 minutes. All right. Remember, we have a two-part to this. Baha, which is another word for Bahama, ruin, emptiness, void, and the lower self. Psalm 83:2, the enemies of Yah, which is, remember, this is all broken down in like code. So go get your Psalm. We're not going to get that because it's just going to take too long. So of your animals, you're going to have your Bakwar, which is your bulls, your oxen, your cattle. Your bulls, oxen, and cattle are put forth on here. These are your beasts, which are lower self. Now, when you put them on the altar, you are doing what they call the offering, which is also means within. You divide them up, which is just set itself apart, which is the same thing as Egypt or Israel coming out of Egypt, setting itself apart from that. And you're going to elevate, which is when you burn it and the smoke goes up. Remember, the smoke is symbolic of the man's spirit and soul, for it's like a vapor. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. The Bakwar, your bulls and oxen and whatnot, put it on the altar, your lower self. The word Bakwar breaks down to inspect, to inquire, to search. The mourning, to examination. With bringing about, appointment, to happen. With casting out, destroying, fortress, wall. These are all your meanings of it. So when you put when you put your lower self animal on the altar to set yourself apart from the bulls and oxen, it's really talking about in here because it says you're selling yourself apart. You're cutting it up into pieces. It's an elevation offering, so it's going to be a fire offering, and the smoke rises up. So you're going to be like doing your searching, your examinations of the self. You're going to find this all out through the Torah. So it's all symbolic of that. Or of the Zan, which is your sheep and lamb. You put a lamb on here. You're either, see what Zan means. Zan means to bud forth, to issue forth, to produce, to come out. Despised, abhorred, provoked. This is where you get your Isaiah 53 from too. It says Israel was like a sheep or a lamb led to the slaughter. He's a despised man. And you can read in that, I think it's Isaiah 53 verse like 8. He kind of, or I forgot, it might be like 12. But Israel was like a sin offering for the nations, who are the Gentiles here. So Israel was on this altar, and it gave the Gentiles their time to like rule. But anyways, check it out here. You see the sheep is also symbolic of going forth. This is Egypt. Egypt, the lamb's like going forth, setting itself apart. So your lambs and your bulls and your oxen are symbolic of putting on your lower self, examining your lower self, and separating yourself from Egypt, your lower self mind, your American mind state, your lower mind state is basically what it's telling you. But they're symbolic. These animals are qualities within the self, are qualities within you. So if I speak to, let me see how much time I got. I'm sorry. I was speaking to a brother who understood this, and I was like, yeah, man, we started talking in temple talk, and we could like talk without other people kind of understanding us. I was like, yeah, man, some of these like Israelite leaders may be placing dogs on the altar. And he started like laughing. He understood once he got this in his mind, he understood. You can't put a dog on here because a dog doesn't have clean qualities like the lamb, which is white fur, signifies innocence and purity. Things like that. It's also synonymous with snow, shelag, which on the mountaintops, there's like snow on top of here. Snow comes from the heavens. It's from the heaven coming down onto man. What else? Snow on the ground. It's synonymous with the spirit. So it's like the wool. Your oxen and sheep, your bulls and things. Their qualities are like searching out, inquiring, examination. It's basically a study of the Torah to get knowledge of the self. And your lamb is to break forth from this. Within, from Jah, of the beast and the oxen and the lamb, you shall bring near, or you wear a korban within the self, with casting out, destroying. I'm sorry, I got ahead of myself in that. Within the self. So he shall bring it to the entrance of the tent of meeting voluntarily before Yah. So you're going to put your animals, your lamb, your oxen on here as an offering, which also means within the self to offer to come forward. I told you in other videos to bring yourself forward to the holy place in here. your dwelling place, to come in here. Those who don't sacrifice or kill off the lower self cannot approach the house of the Lord, or the kingdom of God. This is going so fast. I'm sorry. We're at 20 minutes already. Let's go to verse 4. He shall lean his hands upon the head of the burnt offering, and it shall become acceptable for him to atone for him. Let's break this down in Hebrew. Masak, which is another word for mixture, or wine and spices. From the word sakah, which means a cover, a veil, a curtain, hanging, a libation, to interweave, the tabernacle, the tent, the booth, joined together to protect. So it said, lean thy hands. This word masak, lean the hands, is from the word sakah. There's a curtain here, like the definition said, for this leaning the head upon the hands. Your hand, yadak, your hands also means within your power, within your ability. So within your self's abilities, lean your head, in your head, upon the head of the so-called animal that you're sacrificing here, which is the self. It's a cover. It's like snow, and the veil covers you. It brings you out from the lower self and brings you into the holy place. Like the curtain here. Remember the other definition would be hanging. There's a curtain here that hangs down. There's a curtain here, and the debar that hangs down. To interweave, you're going to be interweaving the qualities of these animals and things within the self and the mind. You're going to be able to see the lower self and the higher self mixed into one, so that you don't have, like I said, we can speak to each other, tabernacle talk. We're interweaving these symbols in an outward, in speech. So only those who understand what these mean knows what it means. We interweave our lower self, our physical carnal self, with knowledge of our internal self through the spirit of these symbols. Your hand, your power, yadak, which is a word for thankful. It also means to cast and to worship. And to reverence. It's another word, just like the word Yahweh. Da is from the word Yada, which is the same word for worship, praise. It just means like in your ability, your power to do so in these. On the resh, which is your head, which means chief. Which is your basically your head. You should get what I'm saying here. I should have to explain all this in super minor detail because we don't have that much time. And I'm going to have to open up part 2. I'm going to open up part 2 right now. Shalom.